Welcome everyone. We'll be getting started in just a minute or two, just letting people get, logged in and getting them situated. But before we get started, just want to take a few seconds to introduce myself. Again, my name is Armando and I'm with VIP Digital Media. And I'm very excited to be bringing to you today this presentation, SEO Uncovered, the 7 secrets every business must know to legally steal floods of free Google traffic from your competition. Okay, now let's go ahead and get rolling. Just a couple of logistics before we get started. I will be sending you access to a recording of this presentation, so there's really no need to take intense notes. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email. My email will be at the end of the presentation, and of course my contact number there. If you want to pick up the phone and just give me a call, I have no problem carving out some time out of my schedule to discuss with you in further detail how SEO can help you in your business. Okay, so with that, again, my name is Armando with VIP Digital Media, and today I've got the great pleasure to be talking to you about search engine optimization, specifically how your business can leverage SEO to drive targeted buyers right to your website. We've got a lot of great content to cover today, so let's get right into it. Okay, and again, I'll be happy to take any questions at the end of the presentation. If you want to just shoot me an email, or again, you can pick up the phone and give me a call, and I'll answer any questions that you may have. Now, first of all, what is SEO? Well, let's get on the same page here and make sure we're all using the same definition. Here's one that I use. Search engine optimization, known as SEO, is the process of improving the visibility of a website or a web page in search engine via the unpaid, or also known as natural or organic search. Again, going over the definition again, search engine optimization is known as SEO, or the process of improving the visibility of a website or a web page in search engine via the unpaid or natural or organic search results. Now, a lot of people don't know exactly what I mean when I say natural or organic search results, but let me show you a screenshot just to give you an idea. Here's a search engine results page, or also known as SERPs. And you can see by the arrows that I've drawn up here that the paid or sponsored links are at the top and the right sidebar, and the organic results are at the lower left. It's important that you understand the difference. The sponsored results are have been paid for by someone else. These are paid advertisements that's costing someone money to actually show up in that spot. Or else the organic results are the results that Google believes are the best match for the search term that your target market has typed into Google, and nobody can pay to be there. These organic results are what we're trying to impact with SEO. We are trying to get your site to rank highly for the specific keywords that you are targeting. Now, one of the other great things about SEO is that it's not all about interrupting your audience. As a rule, people prefer not to be interrupted. I know that sounds crazy. But anyway, SEO is a permission-based type of marketing because it's about connecting with people who are already actively engaged in a search for your products or services. SEO is known to insiders as a form of inbound marketing, a strategy that focuses on getting found by prospects as opposed to simply broadcasting a message that finds prospects. It's generally believed that this type of traffic establishes a much more valuable relationship than paid advertising does because people are so skeptical about advertisements nowadays, they feel like they are getting duped most of the time. But organic results are believed to be much more credible. Now, SEO, more than any other form of internet marketing, is shrouded in mystery and more than a few misconceptions. Among the more persistent myths are the following. The first myth is very persistent and leads to a lot of frustration, that SEO is free. Here's the deal. SEO is quite cost effective, and once you have a well placed website, you do get a lot of unpaid traffic. But optimizing a website is not free. It requires time, expertise, and labor. Last time I checked, these things cost money. The second is easy to disprove. SEO is one of the more measurable marketing methods available to small business, period. And the data shows that SEO is a remarkable, effective, and efficient way to promote your business. Another myth is that SEO is some kind of modern day voodoo. It's not. As a matter of fact, SEO is probably the most quantitative left-brained marketing methods around. SEO experts are much more comfortable reading spreadsheets than they are tea leaves. Alternatively, there is a misconception that SEO is like rocket science, and there's no hope for you to learn it and apply it to your business. Now, I will admit, SEO can be pretty wonky, pretty detailed, pretty technical at times. But some of the most effective things that you can do to optimize for search engine visibility are also the most simple and straightforward. Lastly, some will say that SEO could be considered unethical or downright illegal. Now, as far as I know, there are no laws on the books that address search engine optimization. But that being said, the major search engines have their own internal police forces that seek to maintain the integrity of their results and deliver great content, accurate information for their users. Ethical SEO is not at odds with the search engines. In fact, there are scrupulous actors out there who seek to manipulate the search engine results through direct deception. This is known as black hat SEO. This presentation, we're only going to focus on white hat SEO, honest tactics and strategies that are endorsed and recommended by major search engines themselves. The reality, though, is SEO is a form of internet marketing that most major companies are using, and they do so with Google, Microsoft, and with Yahoo. Now, again, here's a question that a lot of SEO consultants fail to address head on, because for them, the value of SEO is very self-evident. The question is, who cares? Now, if you're registered for this webinar, the chances are pretty good that you have some idea of why SEO is important, search engine optimization, or to some degree, search engine marketing. But there are many other skeptics in the audience today. There may be some skeptics in this audience today who still need to be convinced that that SEO is a legitimate form of marketing. Now, the stats on this slide should help to give you more additional information. And as you can see, everyone and their family is online, and most people start each web browsing session with a search engine. Now, think of that. When people go online, the main reason why people go to the internet is either to buy something or to get more information. So, the beginning of the buying process starts with a search. And I think there's there's a statistic that says 77% of people start the buying process through a search engine. Driving deeper into the who cares question, 77% of searchers who choose organic over paid listings, and 67% choose organic results when purchasing, which is why organic click-through rates generate almost 25% higher sale conversions than classic pay-per-click ads do. As you can see, organic results, the unpaid listings, are where it's all at. If you can get your website to show up on the top of the organic results for your keywords respectively, you're essentially in pole position as a business. More buyers will see your websites and become customers. You can see where I'm going with all this. The point I'm trying to hammer at home is this, that search engines are very valuable to a business. How valuable are they, you may ask? Well, we're going to take a look at that. Consider the search term auto insurance. Let's pretend that you are an auto insurance broker trying to get ranked in Google so you can find some customers. Now, this is a very competitive term. It's a good way to illustrate the value of an organic ranking. Now, if you look at the number of searches and the cost per click, this information comes right out of Google's advertising tools. There are literally over 100,000 searches each month for this term, and Google places the approximate cost per click at $63.31, which means that you would most likely have to pay at least that much per click if you want to advertise for this term. Now, that's a lot of cash, and as I've said before, this is a very competitive term with very cash-rich companies bidding up the costs. Now, let's do some simple arithmetic, and you can see the value of the term auto insurance. Take the number of searches, multiply that by the cost per click, and you get almost $7 million. That's the monthly value of the traffic. So what you want to do, again, based on what keyword you want to rank for, You would, type into Google, into the search tools. You would find the search volume for that particular keyword, and then multiply that times the cost per click, and that's going to give you the total value of that particular keyword. Okay, now here's a pie chart that shows the percentage of traffic based on a website's position or ranking in the search results. As you can see, the top three results are literally going to get all the action, and that's about 2/3 of the traffic. What's really impressive is to see that position 1 gets up to 42% of all traffic, almost 4 times more than the second position. Man, it really is good to be number one. And as you can see in this result, in this pie chart, there really is a big stretch or big gap between 1 and 2 position. So let's say you have a number 1 position in the search results for the keyword auto insurance. If you do the math based on the search volume and cost per click, you'll be getting nearly $3 million worth of search engine traffic each month, and you aren't paying for any of those clicks. I think you get the idea as to why SEO is so valuable and important for your business. Let's quickly summarize the business benefits of SEO. This isn't an extremely exhaustive list, but it is a good one for us to start with. Number 1, it can definitely boost website traffic. It can increase your visibility among your buyers. It can build relationships and influence. It will definitely help increase sales. You can measure your progress. And with SEO, you can literally compete against bigger guys in the market or in your niche market who have deeper pockets, because nobody can pay Google to knock you out of their position. At the same time, there are some undeniable, benefits of search engine optimization. There are some downsides as well, and anyone who tells you otherwise isn't, giving you the right expectation. The downsides are that SEO can be time consuming. It can take months and months to make significant improvements depending on how competitive your market is. Now, this is, I want you to listen carefully, because again, depending on what type of market you're going to get into is going to determine how much effort needs to be invested into your SEO campaign. If you're getting into a relatively smaller niche, well, it's not going to take as much effort to get you ranking in a favorable position for that particular market. But again, if you're going after a heavy duty, very competitive market, it is going to take you a lot more effort. Again, so I just want to point that out there. The downsides are that SEO can be time consuming. Absolutely. It can take months and months to make significant improvements. Seriously, that is a true statement there. Depending on how competitive your market is. SEO can be hard because you don't control all the variables. The reality is that is why Google and other search engines rank one site over another, and no one knows 100% why. As you can imagine, if we knew exactly how to rank these sites, people would be manipulating the results like crazy, and the search engines would lose credibility. Also, SEO is not a one-time offer. It's not a one-time affair. It's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process that requires dedicated effort over time. SEO is a competitive, constantly changing environment where you cannot afford to rest on your heels. And simply the reason is the search engines want to provide their customer, which is the searcher, the best results possible. They don't care about you and your opinion. They don't care about what you think or how much you are willing to pay or not pay. That is the least of their concern. All they care about is that when their search prospects enter the search bar and type in a keyword, they want to make sure that they're giving them the best user experience. So as a business owner trying to rank for particular keywords, this is why you constantly have to keep maintaining your website. And again, that's why we're suggesting that you outsource your SEO to someone who has knowledge and expertise. And that's what we're going to cover in this presentation to give you an idea of what you should be looking for and understand as you start your SEO campaign. Now, okay, at this point you understand the value of SEO. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty deals about how SEO can deliver results for your business. Without further ado, what I'm going to talk about in further detail is the 7 secrets that every business must know. Number 1, it all starts with keyword research. Again, if this is the most important area, because this is where your entire marketing campaign is going to rest on the type of keywords that actually bring buyers to your website. Again, there's two kinds of keywords: browser keywords, where people are just browsing and just looking for information, and then there's of course buyer keywords. And again, as a buyer keyword, you can think of something like buy iPhone 5 with free shipping. Buy iPhone 5 with free shipping. Again, that's a very targeted buy now kind of person who's thinking of, I want to buy something today. Keyword research is the foundation of SEO. Keywords are the words and phrases that your buyers are using when they search for products and services that you sell. You must know and optimize for these terms. Keyword research is all about getting into the brain, getting into the buyer habits, the understanding, the psychology of the user, and presenting them with content that reflects, connects to their pain, their needs, and their wants. There are some important things to keep in mind when you're starting an SEO campaign. Know your keywords. As I'm sure maybe some of you may have heard that expression, know your prospects. Well, know your keywords. You need to do thorough keyword research to find out what words your prospects and customers are using, which may be totally different than the words that you may be using. I know, excuse me. I know when I got started in SEO, man, this was the hardest thing for me to break out of. Having to how to learn to use keyword research tools properly, and then to trust the results of that, because I just couldn't believe, no, that's not what people are typing in. But hey, you can trust the results of your tools, or you can guess what you want. Sometimes your guess can be good, but again, you definitely want to use keyword research tool and do the best that you can to come up with the most profitable keywords. So so you can know where you want to start, start as you build your SEO campaign. You want to choose your battles. Again, meaning you can't possibly optimize for every single keyword. Trying to be everything to everyone doesn't work, and I've tried that. Definitely not online. You must prioritize one, two, or three keywords. Focus your efforts there. And as you build up your campaign, then you can add more keywords, and then more keywords, and then more keywords. So don't try to dilute your efforts by trying to focus on too many keywords, or you'll literally get nowhere. You'll be too stretched. Number two, content is king. So you must keep your website fresh. What do I mean by fresh? I mean get on a regular schedule of adding relevant content, images, articles, and videos. Again, this is huge. Again, it's an online directory. People, get information through images, they get information through articles, and they get information through video. So you want to constantly have some kind of posting schedule that's loading this type of content onto your website. And we're going to talk about how you can leverage other websites that already have visibility, and how you can post your content to those sites and get ranked quickly and start getting targeted traffic to your main website. And here's why. The more you update your site, the more Google spiders will return to index your site. And the more that they index your site, the more likely it is that you'll move into the rankings, because the search engines will see that you are a relevant producer of content for certain keywords. Period. A website that isn't updated regularly is, in Google's eyes, a dead website. Keep things fresh. Feed the spiders, and you'll stay on Google's radar. And, what's really more important here, don't overdo it though, trying to stuff too much information or stuff your content with too many keywords, because it won't look natural. In fact, some of you know that search engines have to some degree been cracking down on over optimized content, where you have a keyword almost 5, 10, 15%, what they call keyword density in an article. It's just unnatural. So they've been getting rid of that crap too. So, again, you don't want to play around too much with your search engine results. With your SEO campaign. Nice professional content, optimized properly, title, description, and the typical keywords and title tags that you'll use will do just good. Now, it's critical that you have an active social media presence. See, now this is a big one. Search engine is constantly changing. It's evolving, because again, they want to give the end user the greatest experience possible. The greatest experience possible. So now they're incorporating social media presence. They're looking at Facebook, they're looking at Twitter, they're looking at Pinterest, they're looking at LinkedIn, they're looking at YouTube, they're looking at Tumble. I mean, they're looking at Stumble Upon, they're looking at Dig, they're looking at a ton of websites that people go to. Craigslist, online classifieds. They're going to all this stuff to see what people are posting there, or the kind of activity there. And that's how they're able also, they're also adding that into their algorithms in order to rank, effectively. So, again, ask any search marketing expert, and he'll tell you the same thing. The future of search is social. Man, that's great. The lines between the two will definitely continue to blur. And if they don't tell you that, all you have to do is just look at what Google's doing with Google Plus Social Network Initiative, Google Plus Local Pages, and Google Plus. They're definitely wanting to get that Facebook pie. The biggest project in the history. I mean, literally, this is the biggest project in the history of Google. If you want to have the biggest shot at showing up high in the organic results, you've got to be engaged with social media. Conversations happening online. And I'm not kidding, man. Search is social. Search is. I think I even came up with a term. I can't remember it right now. But the future of social. The future of search is social. Man, that's big. So again, if you want to have the biggest shots, at being come up high in the search engine ranks, you got to be engaged in social media. There are a dozen other reasons to be involved in social media, obviously, but again, one of the it's also part of now SEO. Here's evidence of that blurring line between search and social. As you can see, this is a video that was produced by Google showing you how they are using social influence from Google Plus to impact their social results. Again, that is proof of the importance of social media on search results. Again, if you look at the arrows, you're going to see on the very top 50 personal results. They're showing you that other people, again, trying to implement that Google Plus and images as well, as you can see. So they want to connect that together. So that's proof right there, the importance of social media having an effect, a direct effect on search result. Number 4, get links from other sites. This is how Google used to do things. This is how we used to do things, which was basically, getting links. Let me explain that in Google's version of things, links are essentially votes from other websites to your website. Sort of like votes. Again, the more that you had a link coming from other websites, that was considered a vote to your website. But unlike a true democracy, some votes literally matter more than others. If you get a vote from a highly authoritative website, it goes a long way. You need to have a strategy to get as many quality links as you can pointing to your site. And before we can move on, just to reiterate, trading links, also called reciprocal linking, meaning where with other websites, you would basically connect a link to them, they would connect a link to you. That doesn't work anymore. Those links are literally canceling themselves out. So again, classical SEO, the whole game was at getting as many links pointing to your site. And it didn't matter, if let's say you had a website on cooking, people were getting, hundreds of websites from dog training, internet marketing, real estate, auto sales, how to make a paper boat, blog. Links from all these, irrelevant, not related to cooking, links to your site. And Google would count those as the more links you had pointing to your site, well, the more favorable your website was. But now they've definitely got rid of that crap too, and so they're focusing on getting links from other sites that are related to cooking. So the more links that you have coming from other sites that have something to do with the subject matter holds more favorable in the eyes of the search engines because it's relatable, it's relevant information. So they're definitely getting tighter on that. Number 5, roll out the camera. Video is a great way to improve your rank for competitive keywords. This is huge, and this is the next thing, basically the leading of the pack. If you don't know, YouTube is now owned by Google, and it's actually the number 2 search engine in the world. So again, you have Google, the main search engine. Now you have YouTube, number 2 search engine, right behind the main, right behind the main Google search engine, and it's growing like crazy. Because people like video, and this is why Google will rank your videos higher and faster than any type of other content. So you don't need to, you don't need to be the next Steven Spielberg, but just roll the camera, use your camera's webcam or your smartphone if you don't have a camera, and show your experience or show expertise and experience in your industry respectively, and upload that video to the web. Now be sure to add add your description and relevant description content when uploading your video. This will help search engines to find your video. Again, the title, your description, and your keywords. Leverage channels. Now this is probably one of my favorite parts of SEO. And the reason is because the majority of website traffic is now going to a small number of sites, condensing. The big brands that like YouTube and Amazon, these sites have already aggregated huge amounts of volume, huge amounts of volume of customers going to their sites. So this is, which is why I call them channels. Now, you can use these channels to reach your customers in a massive way. These channels are great for SEO and for funneling people to your business website. They also confer authority onto your website as well, boosting your ranking in the process. Now, all you have to do is get your content on them, right? And they will have a much better chance of showing up in the search results than the same content if it was just placed on your website only. Due to the greater authority the YouTube and Amazon websites have over your website, right? It makes sense. So if you're posting, if you post, if as recommended, you want to create an article, 100% original article, let's just say, and you have it posted onto your website, you want to have another article that's 100% unique, created, and you can post that article, let's just say, on Amazon website, or to something, or another. There's other sites as well that have very popular standing. Easy Articles is another one. You could post your article there, and because those sites are so popular, already have your rankings. Well, people are going to find your content on that site much faster. It's going to show up in the show up in the search results much faster, thus leading people back to your main website, right? Now let me show you let me show you a real example here. This is a screenshot of someone leveraging Amazon's authority to improve their visibility. As you can imagine, how to lose weight fast is a very competitive term. But look down here on the first page of Google search results and you'll see an Amazon listing for an ebook on this subject. If you were to click on Amazon, you would find that this is from an author that you probably never heard of. She is wisely getting her content ranked into, placed onto Amazon so that she can compete in SEO against much more competitive brands. This same strategy works well with other major channels like YouTube, Craigslist, and even news sites like Pinterest. Okay, strategy number 7, optimize for local. If you are selling only in certain local markets, you really must optimize for local keywords. If you are trying to optimize for more general terms, you are probably going to get crushed by national competitors. As an example, going back to our auto insurance example, this is an amazing competitive term, and it will be, very difficult to rank on nationally. However, many people are looking for auto insurance in their local markets and will search on terms like auto insurance Denver or something similar. While still very competitive, you have a much better chance at ranking for this term. There are a handful of strategies to really optimize locally. 1. Make sure to include local keywords in your site content. Just as I stated earlier, or illustrated earlier with the auto insurance Denver example. Make sure your website has your city and state in multiple locations, both on the page and within the header tag, which is an HTML coding, but basically the head tag of the page. Also, your local address and local phone number to your site. These are two of the biggest indicators of an actual local presence for the search engines and visitors. Make sure that your business and website are listed in all of the major local directories. Shoot videos that show that you are local and use local terms in your description for those videos when you post them. Get links from local directories and organizations. These are all of the little things that can have a huge impact on your rankings. Now, here's a bonus secret that's very important, one of the most important things you can learn about SEO. and that is you want to keep it real. Create content for people, not for search engines. This is that kind of thing I was mentioning earlier. Over optimization. Google and search engines are cracking down on that. They've come out with they've been coming out with a lot of updates in the last couple of months, just removing tons of just what they call junk out of their search results. And again, they want to create content for people. Ultimately, people are going to buy your stuff, not Google or Bing. But if you are trying to create content just to game the search engines, it will backfire on you. Definitely want to keep this in mind. Plus, remember that Google takes its cues from real people. So if your website grows popular with real readers, Google is going to notice that. Bonus secret number 2: keep on trucking. Again, SEO is not a sprint; it's a marathon. In fact, it's probably more like an ultra marathon. You got to be consistent, and you got to stay consistent at getting results for the long term. So again, in a few seconds, I'm going to go into a Q&A, answer a couple of questions that most people have about SEO. But again, I just wanted to show you some quick examples of some sites that have certain things that we want to focus on when it comes to ranking our website. Now, again, as you can see here, you can see a few of the basic things that this particular website is doing well. They have their local phone number, used right in the right on the site in the upper corner where it can be seen. And he writes content on the site that demonstrates that they are a an expert local company that can help you fast. When you read some of the content, it's written in a way that makes you want to call them. And so again, you want to check that out. Again, you may not see it, but right there to the left where it says locksmith NYC, that's a keyword. So take note to search for the keywords. Again, he has keyword in the header, in the line, and of course also in the paragraph right there. So you can see that it's consistent, and we'll go into that in either in this training or further training why how you place your keywords on the page makes a big deal. Okay, so here's another example. Again, you'll see that again, Rhode Island plumber. Someone types in Rhode Island, Rhode Island plumber, shows up again right there in the link, and then also in the paragraph. So that's consistent. And of course, you can see over here that they have their information that's written in a way that establishes them as a authoritative figure, and of course they have their call to action in their ad. In the paragraph. So again, those are consistency in your website. So now I'm going to just basically cover some frequently asked questions that people have when it comes to understanding SEO and how they can use it to leverage it in their business. Is SEO a good marketing strategy for my particular business? Well, when it comes to SEO, since we only have so much time today, I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I'm happy to basically tell you that for the most part, SEO is going to benefit any business. Again, it depends on what market you're in, how competitive it is, and how long you want to stay in that market. But once you establish a website for buyer keywords, you're going to get a lot of good targeted traffic, and that's the main thing. How much time will I need to spend each week on SEO? Well, with this is the first question. It's hard to know, but it's worthwhile asking because SEO is not a fit for every business, particularly ones in very competitive markets. Again, especially if you have a very small budget. But how much time will you need to spend? Again, that's going to depend on the details of your situation. But it's probably a lot less than you think. Consistency over time is more important than anything. Man, if you just want to think like a waterfall, or not necessarily a waterfall, but maybe a pond, and there's a rock in the right there on the shore of the pond, and maybe water just dripping on it. Again, that classic Chinese little illustration of the water hitting the rock, water hitting the rock, water hitting the rock, water hitting the rock, water hitting the rock. Eventually, it wears it down, and that's the power of SEO. And again, if you outsource your SEO work, you hardly won't spend much time on it at all, right? And that's the key. How can I avoid common mistakes that businesses make with SEO? Well, the biggest mistake that businesses make with SEO is trying to game the search engines or get too clever, being too smart. Some of the most effective things you can do to improve your rankings are the simplest things, like creating content that keeps your website fresh. Again, I mean that's basically the key. Consistency over time and creating content to keep your website fresh. I have seen that in my own personal endeavors, websites, building them. I mean, got the website ranked, putting content, and then boom. Especially in the last couple of months where Google was making these updates, and the websites were moving up in rank. I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful. That's when it really starts to get fun. But again, if you don't maintain it, your site will go down. And because not only are you trying to rank for a keyword, but your competitor, he's trying to rank for that keyword too. And he's and he's consistent over time, and he's creating content to keep his website fresh. So it's not easy. So again, you got to stay on top of it. Finding the time to write can be a challenge, but being simple in terms of execution is the big deal. The other big thing or big mistake is to think too short term. If you try SEO for 1 month and then you give up, you didn't really try SEO. You have to be realistic. Again, this is like the 90-day weight loss plan. You can't get into this and then a week later, because your ankles hurt or your legs hurt, you decide, well, being healthy and fitness is not good for me. You're going to have to stick through it, because when you get to month 3 and you're in the second, third week of month 3 is when them pounds really begin to shed. Next question: how important is keyword research? This can be. Keyword research is important. It's everything. You definitely want to have a great idea of the language your buyers are using when they search for your products and services. Keyword research can get very sophisticated, but it doesn't have to be. Again, overthinking things, especially in the beginning, can lead to frustration and paralysis of analysis. Sorry, been there. I can relate to that. I have the T-shirt on that one. How important is link building? Again, that's creating content, linking keywords. Link building is important. A link from a reputable website can put a business on the map. Link building is challenging, and a lot of businesses make the mistake of taking the link exchange route, agreeing with other websites to link to each other. Don't do it. Don't do it. Google's watching. They know. So what they're looking at is organic links being built. Other people finding your site and linking to your site, finding your site, and copying content from your site to their site because they like it, and you're building natural organic links. Inbound links. That's the main thing. The better you create content, the more targeted your content is, the better people are going to find it, or the easier they're going to find it, and they're going to want to link to it. And that's what search engines are watching. Problem is, again, exchanging these links is pretty worthless, because at the end of the day, Google is going to detect this reciprocal linking, and they may punish you for trading these links, and it won't. And again, so it's not going to reward you. And again, they'll just flush your website off their search results. Just on that one, they will do that. Aim to create a website and content that people find valuable and want to link to. It's not easy, but to be sure that it's the path to follow. Should I hire an SEO consultant to do all the stuff for me? Yes. I'm gonna say yes, and not because I'm trying to earn your business, but because again, I have done SEO enough to know that again, it will take you off your game. If you're just again, you're a real estate professional, or you're an AC repair guy, or maybe a hair salon or a hairstylist, or a dentist, dentist or a chiropractor. I mean, obviously you're not trying to get into SEO. Your whole goal is, in fact, you probably don't care about SEO. All you want is prospects, right? And so hiring a professional to do this is the number one thing to do, because that's going to help you leverage your time and your resources. So again, consultants and SEO as service providers can help a great deal. It's that whole advantage thing that we learned about in Econ 101. Do the things you do well and outsource the things you're not so good at. It's no different with SEO. If you do hire a consultant, you want to make sure that you do your homework, because there are some scrupulous actors in the SEO world. If I'm redesigning my website, when should I start thinking about SEO? Well, the answer to that question is right now. You should think about SEO before, during, and after redesigning your website. if you build your website around, I mean, if you build your website without SEO, without taking it into account from the beginning, you're always going to be fighting an uphill battle to get your site ranked well. What things will get me in trouble with search engines? Well, again, just, trying to game the system, what they call black hat technology, black hat SEO. And I really couldn't go too much into detail about that because really I don't do that. I stick with classic white hat techniques and strategies, and I just focus on giving the search engines what they want. Again, you work with this stuff long enough, you begin to understand what it is that they want, because ultimately you begin to understand what the psychology and the buying habits of your prospect market is. And so you're able to serve that community with articles and videos and blog posts with information that feeds their need. And so again, when you start thinking about the end user and what they're looking for, well, then you're already playing a great game, and you're in partnership with the search engines. So that's really, again, I recommend is that you want to stay away from trying to, people say I'll get you ranked in the first page of Google by tomorrow stuff, because they can, but it'll mess you up, and it'll get your website just slapped right out of the search results. So don't do that. If I hire someone, how can I be sure they won't use black hat techniques, right? Well, the best way to ensure you're hiring an honest SEO is to ask a lot of questions and make sure you're engaged throughout the process. After all, it's your reputation that's on the line. Make it clear to them, what your expectations are. Again, how else can I improve my rank? Well, how else can you improve your ranking? Well, number one is to go to the source. Google wants honest businesses to succeed, and they offer great advice. Number two, obviously, you don't want to be doing stuff that's again black hat stuff. You want to keep things white hat in nature. And number three, track, measure, and tweak. Install Google Analytics on your website and dig into the data. Now, SEO not a slam dunk, right? That's the truest statement there. Here's the deal: SEO is not a silver bullet. It can be hard and time consuming, and sometimes results don't come as quickly as you like. But SEO is worth the investment. The data proves it. People testify to the facts that it works. In fact, SEO is, I mean, in a survey of small business owners who were asked to pick, one marketing channel, they chose SEO. It's considered the most important marketing method for small and mid-sized businesses. Again, guys, if you're overwhelmed with all this information, don't be. You can use SEO to improve your visibility and draw more buyers to your front door. And again, and I know this, so I just want you to let you know that we're here to help you. So that's basically going to wrap up this presentation today, and I hope this has been very helpful. If you have any questions, you can go to our website. You can shoot us a help desk ticket, or you can go to my personal email there, or you can just pick up the phone and give me a call. I would love to carve out some time in my busy schedule to explain to you in further detail how search engine marketing can bring targeted prospects to your business, and and show you how we can do this and help you take your business where you want to go to. So with that, this is Armando signing off. You guys have a good evening.